Welcome to Enhancing Me, where we cut through the noise and bring you what actually matters in health, wellness, and better living. Today, we're looking at fresh insights that could reshape how we think about happiness, memory, metabolism, and even aging. Some of these discoveries challenge what we thought we knew, so if you're becoming your best self, you'll want to hear this. Let's get started. We're told often about the benefits of being happy. But researchers at the University of Toronto found that trying too hard to be happy actually drains your self-control. It's like running after a butterfly. Chase it and it might fly away, but sit still and it might land on your shoulder. The study published in Applied Psychology found people who pushed themselves to feel happy often ended up mentally exhausted and less motivated. So instead of forcing happiness, focus on what actually fulfills you, like time with friends, meaningful work, or a really delicious meal, which has a bigger effect on your brain than you might think. Speaking of meals, let's talk about what just 3 days of a bad diet can do to your brain. You know how a weekend of eating takeout can leave you feeling sluggish? Well, it turns out that foggy feeling is real. Researchers at Ohio State University found that just 3 days of a high-fat diet led to memory loss and brain inflammation. Published in Immunity and Aging, this study suggests that what we eat immediately affects brain function. So while an occasional burger won't wipe out your memory, consistently eating high-fat, low-nutrient meals might make you forget where you put your keys. Now, what if I told you that scientists are figuring out how to restore lost abilities? Not just memory, but actual physical movement. This next one sounds like sci-fi. Scientists at the University of Pittsburgh have successfully helped a paralyzed man control a robotic arm just by thinking about it. Using a brain implant, his thoughts are converted into digital commands, allowing him to move the arm in real time. This breakthrough isn't just for people with paralysis. It opens doors for advanced brain-computer interfaces, meaning we could one day type emails or turn off the lights just by thinking about it. Imagine waving your hand in your mind and getting your TV remote to float over to you. And speaking of brain power, scientists are also uncovering what actually makes humans smarter than other animals. MIT researchers found that what makes us truly intelligent isn't just the size of our brains, it's how we connect ideas. Unlike animals, we can link memories across different experiences. It's why you can recognize someone whether they're in gym clothes or a tuxedo. It's the ability to let us think abstractly, solve complex problems, and most importantly, understand why pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. It's our secret weapon for lifelong learning and adaptability. And adaptability is key, especially when it comes to our bodies and how our bodies process food. For years, we've been told obesity is about the calories in and the calories out. But a study from Yale University and Nature Metabolism found insulin resistance in the brain might be the missing piece. If the brain doesn't register insulin properly, it mismanages hunger signals, making weight gain almost inevitable. Translation: if your brain thinks you're hungry when you're not, your fridge doesn't stand a chance. And if you think obesity is just a human problem, think again. Our four-legged friends are facing the same genetic challenges. Scientists at Cambridge found that Labradors and humans share a genetic mutation linked to overeating. If you've ever watched your dog inhale food like it's their last meal, turns out their DNA is partly to blame. And just like with humans, mindful eating and exercise can override those genetic tendencies. So maybe take your dog for that extra walk. It's good for you both. And while we're on the topic of food, let's talk about how scientists are growing better tasting tomatoes. Are you tired of bland grocery store tomatoes? Scientists at UC Davis have cracked the genetic code for better flavor and size. No sketchy genetic modifications, just smarter plant breeding. This means juicier, more nutritious tomatoes that actually taste like they came from a garden. A small win for salad lovers everywhere. Now, what about alternative wellness treatments? Red light therapy is trending, but does it actually work? Red light therapy is popping up everywhere, from spas to home devices. But does it do anything? A study in photomedicine and laser surgery found that when used correctly, red light can improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and help with muscle recovery. The catch? Not all devices are created equal, and more research is needed. So before you shell out that dough on a red light gadget, make sure it's actually using the right wavelengths. And speaking of healing, sleep might be even more powerful than we realized. Doctors have found that brain waves during sleep might help predict whether coma patients will wake up. Published in Nature Neuroscience, this research could change how we assess brain injuries and highlights just how crucial sleep is for recovery and cognition. So yes, your 8 hours of sleep really do matter. And finally, a major breakthrough in restoring vision. Harvard researchers have successfully used stem cell to restore corneal function in patients with severe eye damage. After 18 months, 90% regained vision. This could be a game changer for those with irreversible eye injuries and proof that regenerative medicine is making serious strides. That's a wrap on this week's biggest health and wellness breakthroughs. If there's one thing to take away, it's that small choices, what we eat, how we sleep, and even how we think can have a huge impact on our health. Science is constantly evolving, and staying informed helps us make smarter decisions for a longer, healthier life. Which of these discoveries surprised you the most? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. And if you're into no fluff, science-backed wellness, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an update. See you next time on Enhancing Me.